What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 11 of the Stand Up Guys podcast. I'm your host, the incomparable Zach Jones, alongside the Devon to my Bubba Ray and noted science denier, Lester Jones.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lester. Science denier? Yeah. I have a physics degree. The fuck do you have?
Okay, in a minute I'll bring out my text from earlier this week where you're like, hey guys, I'm thinking of denying climate change again.
There are some arguments against it I think are interesting.
And of course, rounding out the panel, the ninth wonder, chocolate thunder, eating that poon, never stopping too soon, the clit licking, never quitting, having fun, making pussies run, the phenomenal one, AJ Singh.
Hey everybody, I can't live up to that.
Better try.
Sure you can. Have some faith.
Our one commenter will be disappointed.
All right, guys. Hey, anybody listening? I should always do this up front. I always forget, though. But if you like what you hear, please like, subscribe. Leave a comment like our one commenter. Write us a positive review so people can find us. Tell your friends about us. Let's get some listeners going here. And also, before we get going, on Twitter, AJ, where can people find you?
A name for this too, and that's the number 2.
And Lester?
At unsolicited SUG.
And you can, of course, find me at Zach Jones Live. ZACH is how you spell my name. All right, guys. Any good stories from the week or any good TV recommendations, anything like that?
Nothing too crazy, but today I did see a homeless black man completely naked. So that was a...
lucky you.
That was a lucky day. You don't see that every day. And then once earlier in the week, I guess it must have been last weekend. There's an ATM outside my building, and there's this dude out there wearing nothing but pink fuzzy shorts and a pair of pink slippers, and he's got like these barbells in each of his nipples.
Oh man!
Yeah, I was like, this guy is going for it this morning.
That is a look.
Yeah.
That's a look that says I never went to sleep last night.
Yeah.
That's your weekend. I don't give a shit about anything. I bet he just drove his car up. He's like, I'll jump out, get my money, and I'll be gone before anybody notices.
So, scale 1 to 10, how was that homeless dingling?
Actually, I only got the backside.
Oh, okay.
In pretty good shape, though. You ever notice that homeless guys are in good shape?
That makes sense.
It's like you don't have a lot of fat on you. Maybe you got like a $10 gym subscription so you can get a bath once in a while.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a lot of morbidly obese homeless people.
Yeah, because if you're fat and begging, nobody's going to give a shit. Be like, this fat fucker could lose a couple.
Yeah, he's got some time before he's hungry.
It's not till your ribs are showing. People are like, oh, I'll give him a couple bucks,
At least your job, you get some colorful characters.
There are characters, yeah. You definitely do get that sometimes.
All right, let's get this thing going. As tradition dictates, AJ, we'll have you kick things off.
All right, first topic. Police raid in Vietnam finds more than 300,000 used condoms being packed for resale.
Damn it. I had this one.
Oh, really?
Go ahead.
You're stepping on his toes.
Police in Vietnam said they found about 320,000 recycled used condoms that were being repackaged as new. Local media reported on Thursday, according to the Associated Press. Market inspectors in the Binh Duong province raided a factory near Ho Chi Minh City where they discovered used condoms being repackaged to be sold at the market. An inspector said the factory's 34-year-old owner, a woman, confessed they purchased the condoms from someone else, the state-owned newspaper reported. After buying the condoms from a man, they were washed and reshaped, then packed in plastic bags, according to the newspaper. Video taken by Vietnam state broadcaster VTV and obtained by the Reuters news agency shows sacks filled with condoms. It also shows tools apparently used to wash and reshape the condoms in the factory. It's unclear how many used condoms were already sold, and they're an extreme risk to users.
Yeah, of course. Selling them as balloons, like 100-pack.
Yeah, I mean...
How do you even collect 300,000 used condoms?
That's what I was thinking. Where are they getting the used condoms?
Yeah.
He's got like a steady supply somewhere. You think somebody went around to all the whorehouses and be like, hey, this is gonna sound weird.
You want our condoms, don't you?
How do you guys feel about recycling?
Yeah, I mean, first off, how do you get
What a
your hands
business
on that?
model.
But who's this guy who sold it to them? Like, they said a guy sold us these condoms.
Right, he's got to be like, he has to have some kind of like pickup routine for this.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the whorehouses there, maybe, in Vietnam or whatever, maybe they're just recycled naturally. And so this guy's just going around like stealing all their recycling.
Oh, yeah.
Picking through the garbage.
That'd be pretty forward thinking if they were recycling it all.
That's a business, man. That's capitalism. God
But,
damn.
Okay, so at least they washed them, They didn't just sell them without washing them.
He's like, you can fuck me in the ass, but you have to bring a condom. He's like, I got 300,000.
I like to think there's a guy's like Scrooge McDuck in a tub full of them. Money, white gold. Maybe those condoms, though, since they're refurbished, they're cheaper.
I think so.
That's what I
Get a
would
little
think.
discount.
Yeah. Discount condoms. All right.
This one's already broken in. Not so tight.
You gotta sell them as 1 or 2 sizes bigger.
Each time you sell them, so like you resell them, and they get bigger again.
And they get thinner, so you have to advertise them. The thinnest condom you can buy.
The biggest, thinnest condom. Been used 10 times already.
Not a softer condom anywhere. Pre-lubricated.
This is the most lubricated condom I've ever worn. Yeah, I saw that story, and I'm like, I had to put it on my list because I was like, this is so gross. I was like, how does this even happen? But yeah, that's the mystery is where do
you
get all these used condoms?
You think maybe just going down the river with like a net? Condom fishing?
Maybe.
Digging through trash, I mean.
Yeah.
But that seems like such an inefficient way to do it.
Maybe he works at like a water treatment plant or something, and he's just like,
sewage.
we get so many condoms in here.
Just rinse them off.
It's like, if I could just think of something to do with all these condoms.
Oh, you gotta check to see if they have holes in them and stuff, Like,
Yeah,
they're probably not doing that.
Yeah, I would just say that's your risk.
That's air conditioning. Somewhere in the story they said they like reshape them. They like put them on dildos to like reshape them or something. But yeah,
that's a lot of work to resell condoms. Like you got to collect it. You got to go rub it down a dildo.
That's the thing. Is I wonder like how much do they increase their profit margin by using these used ones rather than just making new ones?
How much do you think the person gets paid for putting them on the dildos?
They probably have some. Well, I mean, if the normal factory that makes them, they actually have a machine that does it. I think.
So you think there's like a condom sorting machine that like sorts it and rolls it down the line? And
well, maybe not in Vietnam. I don't know, but yeah, I would think so. I don't think they're just paying some poor bastard to put them on dildos and be like, "Yep, it's good, it's good."
Hundreds of people.
Yeah,
it's like one big room with people just putting condoms on dildos. Reused condoms.
I almost like to. Like instead of like the idea of selling them to annoying people, like you're a used condom salesman,
door to door,
and you're trying to like espouse the benefits of buying used. Like this is good for the environment.
I thought you were green. Huh?
All right, what do you got?
Okay, a little more somber note. So apparently Ron Paul like had a stroke on live TV.
Really?
I
like he was talking.
I didn't hear the details about this. I seen a picture of him with like a thumbs up and like some.
Yeah, apparently he's
headline.
okay, but like he was just sitting there talking, and like his lip went down, half of his face kind of sagged a little bit, and then he was like mumbling and he couldn't talk right. But yeah, I guess they got him in and he must have been okay after that. But it definitely looked like a stroke.
Yeah, if it was that, I would say so.
But yeah, no, I felt bad. Ron Paul's like, I think the only politician I've ever listened to, and I was like, this guy doesn't sound like he's full of shit.
He's got to be up there in age, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, I didn't look at his age, but yeah, he's up there.
Well, it's weird because he's like a kind of a a libertarian, but at the same time, I think he's like maybe like a creationist or doesn't he have some?
He's religious, yeah. He's still religious, and he's like pro-life and stuff. I think.
Anything more to that, or just
No, I just kind of wanted to hit on that a little bit. I like Ron Paul, so
He's 85 years old.
Wow, yeah, he's up there.
He's up there.
He didn't he run for president like?
Yeah, he did
1 year.
He did decent. He ran more than once, I think. Right?
He may have.
Yeah.
All right, I got a hypothetical for you guys here. Would you rather age from the neck up or the neck down only? So, like, you can choose either. Or you either age from the neck up only or the neck down only.
From what age?
Like 18.
Yeah,
Like maturity.
Yeah, let's say when you're young, early 20s or something like that.
Yeah, I would do. I'd age body down, like neck down.
So your face would always look good, but your rest of you would go to shit.
Yeah.
That's tricky. Does that mean your brain gets old too?
See, that's the part of it is like.
So you have to choose between.
And if you choose the other way, like
now?
your organs and shit are gonna get like.
Because if your body's good, you're probably gonna live a lot longer.
That's what I was thinking. Is if we only age from the neck up, will that mean that you might live longer because your heart will always be the heart of a 20-year-old and things like that. Either way, like I do like the idea of like, can you imagine you like see someone with a beautiful face and then they disrobe and it's like an 80-year-old woman underneath? You're like, jeez.
That's tough. Like if I knew my brain was gonna go, I'd probably just stay with keeping my brain young. But like, I don't know. If I thought I had a reasonable chance of not getting dementia, maybe I'd keep the downstairs going.
I mean, that's the thing you never know is like, because some old people are sharp as hell and they have good memories and then sometimes not so much. So, God, that's a tough one. I maybe would go age neck up just for the maybe living longer thing. But boy, I don't know. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Of course, it's not like I'm Brad Pitt or anything to where like even if my face stays the same,
that much.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think I would choose.
You don't look that old anyway because you never go in the sun.
Well, maybe you should stay out of the sun. Maybe it's not so healthy. All right, AJ, we'll kick it back to you.
All right. Let's see here. A man, 80 years old, blows up his kitchen while trying to swat a fly. The man, 80 years old, was trying to reach the buzzing insect, but he hadn't planned for the fact that the gas was leaking into his property. He waved a bug zapper, which looked like a tennis racket, and is designed to burn flies the moment it comes in contact. But instead of swatting the fly, the hot instrument ignited the gas. The kitchen and part of the roof was destroyed, but the man escaped serious injury by diving to the floor. He was treated in hospital in Libourne following a disaster which took place in the French village of Parcol-Chenard, northeast of Bordeaux, at around 7:45 on Friday. An investigating source said on this occasion gas was leaking into the man's house. The very hot zapper ignited the gas, causing a sudden explosion. The man was lucky to get away with a burned hand after diving on the floor, but the kitchen was destroyed along with part of the roof. He has not been allowed to return to the house and instead staying in a local campsite. But I mean, damn, like, just using a bug zapper and boom, you blow up your kitchen. Could have died.
Yeah, that's got to be It's almost a Darwin Award. But yeah, gosh.
I don't know, that much gas leaks into your house. Wouldn't you smell it? Or do you just get used to it?
I mean, some people have olfactory issues, but in general, most people would probably smell it, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Man, stupid sugar ants around here are so bad. I've killed so many of those damn things, and like they just keep coming and coming and coming. And like recently, like even smaller, so it's like they must have had more babies or something.
Maybe if we blow up the kitchen.
maybe that's the key. Fuck, man, they're so bad here. It's ridiculous. Can't get rid of them. All right, let's move it on to you.
All right. Sometimes I feel like I'm living in the dumbest time over the course of my entire life. Do you guys ever feel that? I just feel like people and the times are just stupider. And I'm like, am I just turning into like a cynical old man, or is it really as stupid as it feels?
Oh, it's stupid.
I mean, I think it's only natural to feel that way a lot of times, but I mean, people are stupid all along the way.
I mean, I feel like people have always been stupid, and I've always looked down at the populace in general. But like, I feel like it's a special time.
I think social media blows that up because now you just hear it more. You know, everybody has their voice to pump in.
So we were living in a time before where stupid people didn't have as much traction.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is stupid.
They were. Well, it's not stupider.
Well, I'm
It's just more exposed.
I'm
yeah.
more exposed to the stupid.
You're more exposed to it. Yeah, exactly.
I don't like it.
Yeah, but you know, people are exposed then to your stupidity.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
That's what this is.
I always feel like my stupidity is more important than their stupidity.
That's how we all feel.
Yeah, I guess I'll live with it.
Everyone thinks their shit is brilliant.
The shit I took before this thing, that was brilliant.
Oh man,
Jesus Christ.
we got a piece
I was
of
gagging
that.
outside the door 10 minutes later.
What was that? It on the stupid front?
I ended talking about the shit I took, so I thought I went out with it on a good note there.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of
The brown
stupid,
note.
speaking of stupid, would you rather have a foot long nose or a foot long tongue?
The tongue.
Yeah, tongue.
See, you say that because I think the first thing you think about is, man, the ladies would love
Yeah,
me.
if you can get in there with a foot long.
But at the same time, your mouth isn't going to hold that. So you're going to have to just have this stupid fucking tongue hanging out of your mouth all the time. You're probably going to bite your tongue all the time. And plus, depending on how big the nose is, you might be able to get freaky with that nose.
Well, if it's a foot long.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like, do you want something like pounding on your nose? Not really, man.
How much cartilage goes out to that far end? Dude?
I
That's
know,
the-
man.
But also,
She'll come down wrong and then like freaking break your fucking nose.
also, if you have that big a nose, maybe you have better smelling, and which maybe you taste things better too.
Well, I don't want to taste that better.
Yeah, that's true.
Bye. So you would go with the tongue, and you just have this big fucking tongue hanging out of your mouth.
You could
all
just
the
like
time.
roll it up and stuff it in there. Chipmunk
that would
chipmunk that bad boy.
That would be fun if you could be like the dog off the wolf off a droopy. Yeah, you see a hot chick and it just unrolls on the table.
And then you wink at the stripper.
Yeah, man, I don't. You would go with the tongue too.
I don't know. I'm torn actually. The tongue, if you have like the muscles in it to actually pick it up and use it properly, then I
Yeah,
might go with the tongue.
Tongue's like the most powerful thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, maybe you could do some other cool shit with it even.
Like eat ass too.
See, there's my stupidity versus other people's stupidity.
Man, yeah, I'm undecided. I think I could go either way. Man, yeah, it's a tough one. I guess that's a question we'll have to think about for the
You'll have to take that one to the grave.
Or until we're forced to get that surgery.
All right, AJ, we'll have you smarten us up with a less stupid topic.
All right. Home invader gets beaten up by 82-year-old bodybuilding grandma.
Oh, these are always good stories.
Age is nothing but a number. Just ask 82-year-old bodybuilding champ Willie Murphy, who beat up a home intruder that broke into her home. The would-be assailant had shown up on her doorstep unannounced, claiming to require medical assistance. He asked her through the door to call for an ambulance. Murphy, who lives alone in her home, complied to the stranger's request, but left him outside. Suddenly, the man knocked through the door and came tumbling into Murphy's house. That's when the award-winning bodybuilder instinctively grabbed grabbed one of the tables in her home and swung it furiously at the man. Murphy hit the man so hard that the table broke into pieces, but she continued to wail on him using the table's legs. She then doused his entire face with baby shampoo. Once the man was subdued on the ground, Murphy tried to move him out of her house, but he was too heavy for her, even though she routinely deadlifts 225 pounds at the gym. Luckily for the intruder, the police arrived at the scene not long after, and it became clear that the intruder needed help, not the old woman. It was kind of a semi-dark, I'm alone, I'm old, but guess what, I'm tough, Murphy said Murphy said as she flexed her buff right arm. The man was taken to the hospital where it was confirmed that he was drunk before he broke into Murphy's house. Maybe next time he'll think about
drinking before fighting an old woman.
Yeah, before fighting an old woman. I mean, yeah,
it sounds like she went like straight WWF on this guy.
It sounds like a movie. Like first she like does this, she beats him up, whatever, puts some shampoo in his eyes.
Yeah, he's lucky that was baby shampoo and not like head and shoulders or something.
And like he was drunk, so he was at a disadvantage anyway. He shouldn't have been impaired trying to do that. I guess that's why he was trying to do it.
I bet he sobered up pretty quickly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you try to rob an 82-year-old woman and you can't pull it off.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's not the story you want in jail.
I was gonna say that's a good. How did you get here? Story in jail.
That's gonna be demoralizing. You can't even do that right. You get beat up by this old lady.
You should see the other guy. Yeah, that's got to be an embarrassing story.
So this is just kind of a rando. So there's a dude who died because he ate too much black licorice.
Damn it! This was another one of my stories. I'm gonna run out.
Keep stealing all your stories. Yeah, I just saw this little one, and apparently, there's some chemical in black licorice that will lower your potassium levels, and so if you're eating it all the time, you can lower your potassium enough that you can get like muscle cramps or it's potential to cause heart issues where you're having irregular heartbeats and stuff. And yeah, apparently this guy died just eating licorice every day.
Wow.
I mean, I've been telling people for years to stay away from black licorice because it's fucking gross.
It is gross, man. He died of bad taste.
Exactly.
But yeah, it said he had been eating like a pack and a half of it like every day.
Yeah.
And I think before that they said he always ate like red licorice. So apparently
he shouldn't have switched. He went black.
And he never
now he can
back.
never go back.
Yeah, he never came back. Shouldn't joke about dead people. Shit.
Black licorice is disgusting.
It's so fucking gross.
Yeah, and in Norway, I heard they eat it like even more like in those Scandinavian countries or Iceland or something. Like really,
how do you make it
grosser?
Yeah, like this is gross, but we can make it grosser.
It's a really weird thing. Like people they love it or they hate it. There's nobody's ever like, yeah, it's all right.
I know Mom loves it.
Yeah, she likes it. It's gross.
I don't know how. Yeah,
it's fucking terrible. Let's see what we got here. Would you rather have a head too big for your body or a high-pitched baby voice?
Well, I already got the head thing.
But even bigger, like it would, like your neck would always be like going over the side,
like a Bill O'Reilly head or something.
I think I would almost have to go with the high pitched voice.
Yeah, if it's so bad that you can't really lift your head up, or
yeah, like if you're always struggling because it's like it's probably fucking up your neck and your back too.
I'd go with the high pitched voice.
Yeah, you could deal with a high-pitched voice.
I mean, because there are guys that just have naturally high-pitched voices. Maybe not baby voices, but...
If you can drop them high notes, you might have a job.
Yeah.
What you want to do if you have that high-pitched baby voice is you want to find one of those girls that talk with high-pitched baby voice, and then you guys just baby talk to each other all the time and just really fucking gross people out.
Yeah, it's working.
Or you find a woman with a deep voice, that way.
Oh, yeah, opposite.
Did somebody say steak?
Hey, honey, come on.
Man, speaking of baby talk, I've done taxes for people for quite a few years, and I have these clients, and they're nice people, but they will like baby talk each other like while you're doing their taxes, like, and it's just like, ugh, what? Like,
My penis is shrinking. Over
yeah,
here.
it's like, ugh, can you guys do this not on my time?
You gotta give me an example. I gotta hear this.
Like they're paying you. You have to put up with whatever they do.
You're on their watch.
Yeah, you're on their money.
It was just like, oh, I love you so much, honey bunny, honey. You know, stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like back and forth to each other, and be like, oh, God, please stop.
They newlyweds?
No.
Whoa.
No, they've been married a long time.
That's
That's incredible.
That's how they keep it spicy.
That's how they keep it spicy. And like I said, great people, just baby talkers and disturbing.
Yeah, I don't get that.
All right, AJ, we'll kick it back to you.
All right, let's see what I got here. I've got a few would you rathers. So let me just pick out one here. Would you rather bite your tongue every time you eat or get a paper cut every time you touch paper?
Paper cut, because I think
You could avoid touching paper.
you can limit your exposure to paper, I think, whereas you always got to be eating shit.
Yeah, like if I bite my cheek like one time and then I'm eating and because it's protruding, you bite it again like one more time. You're like, cocksucker. If you had to do that like every fucking time,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, so I would definitely take the paper
I'd take
cut.
the paper cuts.
Okay, all right.
What about
me
you,
too.
same?
I would definitely take the paper cuts.
Yeah.
You could avoid paper these days pretty easily. All right, let's try another one. Would you rather always feel like you're about to sneeze or have the hiccups for the rest of your life?
The sneeze thing, because hiccups hurt.
Yeah, there are like cases of people who've had hiccups for a very long time. And I'd rather just feel the sneeze, I guess.
Yeah, in fact, I think I remember seeing some sort of like talk show back in the day. I don't remember which one it was, like a Maury Povich style one, you know. And there was a guy on there that had like hiccups, and he had them for like years and years and years, and he tried like all the things to get rid of them, but like he just had some weird like thing with his diaphragm or something where he couldn't get rid of them, and he just had them like permanently.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so that's like a real thing that can happen.
All right. Okay, here we go. Toothbrush removed from man's stomach after he swallowed it while brushing. Doctors removed the 19-centimeter long brush from within 24 hours, fearing that it could leave longer damage or be fatal. The patient, 39, whose name has been withheld, was brushing his teeth on September 15th when it slipped. He rushed to a nearby health clinic, which quickly referred him to a hospital more than 100 kilometers away. An x-ray and further tests couldn't locate the brush at the man's throat, leading doctors to conclude it was in his stomach. A minor operation was performed a short time later, and the brush was removed. How does a brush slip down your throat?
Accidentally.
Yeah. I think he might have been practicing some special skills.
Yeah.
100%. That's 100% what this guy
I was
was
just
doing.
brushing my throat.
Get my breath fresh for sucking some dick.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, he's good up to like 19 centimeters, so...
I'm surprised. Like they even repeated that guy's story. They were like, "Yeah, he was brushing and it slipped down his throat." Like, I would be like, "He told us that he was brushing."
I wonder, like, people that go to the proctologist because they get like fucked up shit stuck in their ass. Like, how many of them just own it, and how many of them like it was a total accident,
Right.
Like Seinfeld.
The Seinfeld, yeah.
Oh, every time they say it's an accident. There's no way they just own up to it.
1,000,000 to 1.
Yeah.
So I was walking around naked, and I slipped,
Yeah.
and I saw this corn cob guy.
That's going to be that black guy who's walking around on the street today. It'd be like a bicycle handlebar or something.
Oh man.
But yeah, that doesn't just accidentally happen. All right, you got any accidental blowjobs?
Have you guys ever tried to move a glass with your brain?
I feel like I've tried.
Maybe
I
when
know I
was a
tried when I was a kid.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was.
Because you see those like little kid shows and they like have it or something, and you're like,
Yeah.
I want this power,
Yeah.
and then you're just like, maybe if I try hard enough. You got your vein sticking out of your head.
You know what's funny? Like as a kid, like I think one of the reasons I legitimately like Batman was my favorite was because even as a kid, like even though I would have loved to have even like a shitty superpower, I was like, I'm too cynical. Those don't exist. So, but Batman, you could be Batman. All you got to do is work.
All you needed a lot of money.
Yeah, shit ton of money.
But yeah, as a kid, I was like, I would shoot laser beams out of my eyes, even though that would probably be a terrible inconvenience.
Maybe you could biohack to get a laser eye. That'd be pretty sweet, actually.
But yeah, I'm sure when I was a kid, I did try to like.
You'd probably only use it to like fuck with cats.
Oh, the telekinesis. Oh, the laser.
The laser eye.
That would be like a good X-Men bit. Is like Cyclops doing that with like Beast.
Right. And then he burns his fur off.
Okay, so my next topic. So like I noticed this a lot with kids, and I was definitely the same. Is like you will find something that you like to watch, and you will watch that thing like a million fucking times.
Yeah.
And so like with kids, they got streaming they can do that with. But I'm guessing as us as kids, it was probably a VHS tape of some sort. So like with me, this is some people are going to really feel sorry for my parents on this one. So like I loved the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh no!
Like he rented it once, and I loved it, and so it's one of those movies I actually saved up and I bought it with my own money, the VHS tape, and I watched that fucking movie so many times. Like I went through this phase where like if I didn't watch it like every day, like it was like an OCD thing where I just didn't feel right, and I watched that fucking movie like so many times. I honestly don't know how my parents didn't just like break that tape when I was gone, and then when I come in and they're like, "Sorry, it's not working."
There were definitely things in my childhood that mysteriously disappeared. And they're like,
I can't believe they didn't do it with that tape. But yeah, I was just wondering, like, did you guys have a tape like that? Was there something you just watched incessantly over and over and over again?
Yeah, with me it was Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah, looking back, those movies were awful.
Terrible. I heard they were really awful to make too. The Ninja Turtles costumes were like
probably
sweaty. And
Oh yeah, I'm
heavy.
sure those are hard to.
It must have been like what, styrofoam or something? I don't know.
It got really heavy with sweat. So like
Right, so it's
later
soaking up
on,
all your sweat.
Yeah,
So by the end of the day, you're just like a dump truck.
exactly.
Yeah, that sounds gross.
Yeah, and like 6 months in or whatever, you're like
It's
carrying
putrid.
40 extra pounds of just disgusting stuff.
Sweat and
Yeah.
skin cells and like an old mattress.
Yeah.
I definitely
around.
watched those Ninja Turtle movies a lot as a kid too,
Yeah.
including that one.
Watched Home Alone a lot.
Yeah.
My kids still like Home Alone, man.
Yeah.
Kids laugh so hard at like the physical comedy and stuff. Like they laugh so hard, you can't not laugh seeing kids watching that show.
Yeah.
What movie do you think you watched the most when you were a kid? Or
I mean, I probably watched the same shit as you. I remember watching Mario.
well, yeah, because I forced you to because I watched it every
The thing
fucking
is,
day.
I don't hate it, man. I still don't hate it.
I haven't seen it in a while, but yeah, I don't hate it either. Like a lot of people say that's the worst video game movie. No, it's not.
Oh, but there's some awful ones. They're all awful.
Yeah, most of them are so terrible, but like, yeah, like it's infinitely better than something like Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, Street Fighter. That was a pile.
I mean, there's so many bad ones,
Yeah, you don't even want to get into it. They were all bad.
but Super Mario Brothers, I don't know. There's just a charm to that movie.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I like Big Bertha.
Yeah, Big Bertha and the Boom.
I always pictured Mario as younger, but every time they cast him in like a show or like in the movies, like he was played by older people.
Yeah, he's the older brother.
Yeah. So I didn't like when I was a kid playing the game, I didn't think Mario was like 50 years old.
You're
or
right.
something.
Bob Hoskins, though, he was a good Mario. He looked like him.
Yeah, he did look like him, that's true.
All right, we'll kick it back over to you.
All right. I am almost out of topics.
I know, we've gone through a lot.
All right, let's see. Okay, so I have a couple more would you rathers. Would you rather have to use sandpaper as toilet paper or have to use hot sauce as eye drops?
Wait, what are the choices again?
Well, we have a bidet, so do we get to?
No, you gotta use sandpaper as toilet paper
I'll just drip dry
drip dry.
with the poo.
Sandpaper, or what's the other option?
Eye drops or hot sauce for eye drops.
I don't use high drops though.
I mean, all I use is contact solution. Thing is, like, I feel like if you use sandpaper as toilet paper, you would legitimately damage your anus.
Yeah, you'd have some issues. You'd have scabs.
But then again, if you're constantly putting hot sauce in your eyes, you're going to damage your corneas or something.
I haven't used eye drops in years, though. So, I mean, like, I would probably just take my chances with the hot sauce.
Yeah, I guess I would too because, yeah, I only use contact solution. I don't generally have to use eye drops. So, yeah, I guess I would go that route too.
Because toilet paper every day, being sandpaper, that would destroy you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you'd legitimately hurt yourself.
Yeah. What about you, Lester?
Yeah, I don't want to be wiping with sandpaper every day.
Yeah.
I'll just go dry eyes.
All right, and this one will make my sister very happy. She loves this topic. Would you rather have taste buds on your butthole or poop through your mouth?
Same difference, but I think I want my food going in one end and the poop coming out the other, even if I can taste it.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to double down.
Plus, like,
double duty hole.
when you're talking to people, you don't need like poop smell out of your mouth.
Yeah. You quarantine it behind your shorts and pants and all that.
Yeah.
Probably better.
So taste buds on the asshole.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
All right, that's my topics.
Now, what if you choose the poop out of your mouth option that removes your regular taste buds?
But then you could like shove a popsicle up your butt.
I could do that anyway.
But it would taste better.
That's all right. Anything else?
No, that's it for me.
So I asked you this question one time before, and you acted like I was a retard. So the question is, if you get a testicle transplant, do you have your kids or do you have like the other dude's kids?
I don't think you ever asked me this.
It's been a while. So what do you think?
I think your own, right?
Well, if you get somebody else's testicle implanted, it would probably just stop producing sperm cells, right?
So actually, you can do this. It's pretty rare, but you can get someone else's testicle transplanted. They've done it, but it will produce sperm from that dude. So you could have somebody else's kid.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, if it's that guy's sperm that fertilizes the egg, I guess you're having that dude's kids.
Well, like my question when I first came up with, I was like, is it using, like, what's it using for, like, you know, the blueprint? Is it making semen out of blood or what's like the input, you know? But apparently, yeah, it just copies cells in the testicle or whatever and ships it out or whatever, something like that.
Oh, that makes sense, I guess. Yeah, because I was thinking, like, if your body's just producing it from, like, other parts of the body,
right,
and then that makes sperm, then that's...
But yeah, potentially you could have someone else's biological child.
Biologically, it's yours now. You've got the testicles for it.
I mean, people adopt kids all the time, so...
Yeah.
Do you think, like, when Brad Pitt's not using his balls anymore, like, he would maybe trade with me, and then I can be like, hey, you want to have Brad Pitt's?
So he has millions of dollars and you have nothing. What are you going to trade him for this? He's like, oh, yeah, do you want to do me a favor, buddy? If you want, we could just swap one because, you know, I'll take a 50-50.
Oh, man, the ball conundrum.
There's something I've wondered is, like, you never see, like, celebrities just, like, panning their... sperm around, like Stephen Colbert had that fake commercial or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, what if Brad Pitt is like, I'll sell you a nut for $500?
Oh, there's definitely women that would do that.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, easy. So actually this is another story. I wasn't thinking about telling this story, but I was working with a guy and he was like middle-aged. He was, you know, kind of a weird guy, but he married a woman in his 40s, so she was past being able to have a kid, but they wanted kids. And so apparently there's this entire economy of like women who donate their eggs, right? And there's different price categories for these eggs. And so he was showing me like the donor, and he was telling me like her stats. He knows all this stuff about her. He's like, oh, she's blah, 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 blonde. She's pretty. She went to Harvard. And then he was like, oh, and they sold me these eggs for this price. And he's like, they didn't even know what they had because these eggs should have been worth this much and stuff like this. I was like, this is a strange conversation. And so we're going it. But anyway, so for the process, he had two, right? He had a woman who donated the eggs, and then they had another woman who's going to carry it to term. But when they do that, so they take they took the eggs and his sperm, and they made the fetuses or whatever. And so when they mix it together, they have like a certain % chance of producing an egg, right? Or a fertilized egg. And so through the process, he ended up with like 7 or 8 fertilized eggs, but he was only going to use one. So now you have these fertilized eggs that he's not going to use, and there's a market for those. Oh. So he can sell those. And like, he was like, hey, do you want a fetus? So he was trying to sell me one of these eggs. I was like, why are you selling me this?
Wow.
But he was selling the girl like she was, top notch. But like, he was kind of weird, but he was also like, I think he was like Mensa or something. So he's like trying to sell like how smart he was, even though he kind of looked like a dump truck. And like, I don't know. I was just like, I've never seen this anywhere,
How much was he selling it for?
I don't remember now.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
All right, let's see what we got here. What are some movies that you guys that didn't get sequels that you think should get sequels? Or maybe it's like a movie where it maybe got one sequel, but you're like, man, I could have used some more.
Super Mario.
So that's number one on my list because not only because they talked about it before, but Super Mario Brothers does end in a way that totally is setting up a sequel.
Yeah.
And then they never did it. So like as a kid, I was just like, God damn, I want to see that movie. And it like never came.
Dennis Hopper's dead though.
I know. And Bob Hoskins. So.
Oh, did he? I didn't know he was
yeah.
dead.
So.
Oh yeah.
Next, Solo, the Star Wars story. Like that movie, like it's an okay movie. Like it's not fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't watch.
But it kind of ends with like kind of an unresolved storyline that I'm thinking originally they were probably going to do, and then that movie didn't perform super well, and they had problems in the production. But yeah, there's like kind of a thread hanging with Emilia Clarke's character that I would like them to, do another movie on.
Yeah, she was about to get naked, and then they rolled the credits.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
You got to watch Game of Thrones for that shit. And then with the Hellboy series, like, and I think we're in a line on this. The first Hellboy movie, it's fine, but it just kind of, And then Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, I thought was really good. I really liked that movie. And I know at one time, like, Del Toro was trying to put together a third one, but like I think he was asking for a higher budget than what Universal was willing to do, so it never got made. And then of course they made that other one that I didn't even watch because it's supposed to be pretty fucking terrible.
Shit. Yeah.
But yeah, I was just wondering, are there some movies out there that you guys kind of wish got sequels but that never did?
Yeah, I like this kind of campy series called Percy Jackson.
I definitely
I've
heard of it, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah. There was one that was Sea of Monsters, and there was another one too. They made 2 of them, but you could tell there were supposed to be more of them, and they built out like a story that was supposed to like stretch over a few movies.
That's a series of books, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
And so yeah, I mean, it was interesting to me. It was about Greek gods and everything, and I find that stuff fascinating. The Greek history and.
But they just made 2 and stopped.
Mythical. Yeah, they only made 2.
I mean, I've been waiting for Pootie Tang 2 for a long time.
Have you guys seen Pootie Tang?
Oh, God, it's terrible.
Well, he claims it's like the worst movie ever, which I know I've seen like a scene from it once, but I've never seen the whole thing. I don't.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, you do yourself a favor and never watch it.
I feel like I need to.
I feel like it cannot be worse than Popeye the movie. Which is
what I would like to do is, we were talking about that VHS tape when you die. Just have them put that in for everybody.
If you're watching this, I'm already dead. And if you walk away from Pootie Tang,
if you leave the room before the end,
you're disgracing my memory.
You're kicked out of the will. And then at the end, you get up to read your will, and you're like, you guys ain't getting shit.
I got nothing. I spent it all on meeting the guy from Pootie Tang. Who played Pootie Tang, by the way?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I can look it up.
No, that's fine. I just... I want to say that movie was written by like Louis C.K. or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. I heard something about that.
He wasted all his creative energy masturbating in front of people before that movie.
Yeah, it was directed by Louis C.K. and it was his screenplay.
Oh, jeez.
Man, you can get away with like a middle-aged white guy writing about black people. Try that one on for size.
That's true.
You got some cojones.
If in this day and age, like, even if we turned out a good script, do you think we could make a movie called Pootie Tang?
No.
Yeah, no.
There was a white guy, who tried to make a movie called LaQuisha. It was about a radio show host in Detroit. So this guy was looking for a job.
Oh, didn't this movie get made?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because someone was making fun of it online about the trailer for it. I think I saw the trailer for
terrible.
it. Yeah, and it's like fucking insane.
Yeah, it is. And it's got a lot of like racist stuff in it, where you're like, oh my god, this guy like said it from his point of view. He didn't get any input.
Like,
from
what was the
white
premise of it again?
So he can't find a job. I think he's like a bartender or something out of luck. And he sees an ad in the paper that says that they're looking for a radio show host, but it must be like a minority or something like that. So he pretends to be a black woman named LaQuisha. And he does like the whole stereotypical like act and everything, like he does like this voice of a sassy black woman and everything. and like
The performance of a lifetime.
yeah, and earlier in the movie he does an Indian accent. Like he's just all over the place. It's a poorly made movie too. Like he has to replace the word iPhone with smartphone with like audio dubbing later or something, so you can like have moments where it's like it cuts in with like a different voice.
Yeah, I remember like seeing the trailer to that. And I was like, I can't wait until they do this on How Did This Get Made, but I don't think they have yet.
Yeah, they need to do it.
I'm like, you would think that one's got to be an obvious one for them to do.
Yeah,
Because it's got to be terrible. Maybe we should watch that.
yeah, we should review LaQuisha. Just don't want to give that guy any money.
You're going to go bootleg it just so he doesn't get anything.
Get a virus.
LaQuisha.
Oh my gosh. You could tell he made it up like based on his stereotypical thinking.
I want to see, like, let's pretend LaQuisha was on Netflix. I want to see the people who watched LaQuisha also watched
Oh, so there's a part in the movie of LaQuisha where his personality of where he's like the sassy black woman is taking over his body. So like he's on a date with an actual black woman who's not sassy or fat or anything, but he's on a date with a black woman and he starts like acting out like as a sassy black woman. It's so weird. It's so inappropriate.
Ooh,
it's like a Tourette's. It's like a Tourette's thing or something.
Great. I gotta say, I kind of want to see this. Just for how terrible it sounds.
It's terrible. I mean, I want to see it because it's bad, but yeah.
So last week we were talking about like that Netflix cuties thing or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But then like I've been thinking about it. And what about like all this shit before that, like toddlers in tiaras and fucking just gross shit?
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's just as bad, if not worse, because that doesn't have like a silver lining message in it.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no message, just like people trying to make their kids look like prom queens or something. Ugh.
I guess the difference is like,
can you imagine being one of those, how fucking like greasy you'd feel and just be like, man, I hope nobody like recognizes me at this fucking place.
yeah, that's true. Well, especially as a guy, that'd be weird.
Well, you get like guys as judges and stuff, and it's just like fucking creepy ass
that is
fucking.
creepy.
I mean, all beauty pageants are gross, but those ones are especially gross.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what you're training your kid for. Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you think? Like, let's say you had a daughter, and like your wife wanted to put her into one of those. Like,
I'd be like, oops, I married a retard.
Yeah.
Come on, kid, we're leaving.
I mean, it really is like, it feels like child abuse to put kids in one of those, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nasty. I don't get it.
I mean, the kid gets this like.
It's for the mom. Is who it's for.
That's true. Because like you're teaching the kids the wrong lessons when you're doing that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, especially like kids that age, like, you know, they're going to feel like shit when they don't win.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that's got to be mentally unhealthy for a kid to put them in something like that, you know?
I would think, yeah.
It's just so gross. I don't know. Didn't Donald Trump, he like owns like the teen?
He did like
Teen
Miss
USA.
Teen or something.
Yeah, which is still
not
gross.
not gross at all.
Like, yeah, if you're...
Why is there so much of this shit in politics right now? It's just like, ugh. Everybody's like just gross and creepy. There's, you know,
like people
accusations of pedophiles, and
there does seem to be a lot of that.
it's like a mountain of it.
That Roy Moore guy who was running down in, I don't know, Georgia or wherever he's from.
And now this whole Ghislaine Maxwell and
Connections. Yeah, I don't know.
I think like you have to be a certain type of personality to like become successful in politics.
Like, but are they thinking just like they're above it? Like they're never gonna get caught out, or?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. They have this sense of what do you call it, invincibility?
Yeah.
Do you think there's a thing about power corrupting? Because there's actually, I've noticed this too, which is weird. There's been a lot of movie directors who have been either like rapists or accused.
Well, they get in
of
these
rape.
positions where it's almost like a norm, almost. I think. Because they're like at the vertex of the power, so everybody has to go through them. And at that point, you know, it's easy to abuse that, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, it is kind of weird. It seems like there's these certain positions of people that have a lot of power.
Yeah, but you have to have a personality to actually do that stuff too. You know, like me, I wouldn't like.
Yeah,
think
you
of
wouldn't be like.
I wouldn't put two and two together. Like, okay, now I'm in a position of power. Now I can rape women. You know, like.
But some people like seek out those positions, like they actively pursue those types of positions.
Do you think it could be at first they have a lot of women throwing themselves at them? And
I mean, there probably is a fair amount of that.
And then
too.
they get
Then
to the
it's
point
like-
where they like,
yeah.
there's a woman that they like, but that's not throwing themselves at them, but they're like, I want her, and I'm entitled to her, you know, maybe something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it could be.
But yeah, it is definitely, seems to be a lot of politicians with scandals like that.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of politics, since you guys stole my other lesser stories, I have to go with this one that was in the news this week. The Trump campaign is reportedly plotting an election coup to bypass a Biden win. Donald Trump has been throwing everything he's got at the 2020 election to ensure a favorable result or otherwise undermine the outcome, sowing doubt in the legitimacy of mail-in ballots, screwing with the Postal Service that will handle them, trying to recruit law enforcement as poll watchers, flirting with delaying the election, and openly stating that he won't accept any results he doesn't like. Now the Trump campaign is said to be considering another, even more outrageous approach. In a thorough and deeply disconcerting piece about the constitutional crisis that may await us between November 3rd and the inauguration in January, The Atlantic's Barton Gellman reports that the Trump campaign has been discussing contingency plans to bypass the election results and appoint local electors in battleground states where Republicans hold the legislative majority. Citing the president's baseless claim of fraud, Team Trump could ask GOP-controlled state governments to choose electors, completely ignoring an unfavorable or uncertain popular vote, state and national Republican sources told Gellman. The state legislators will say, all right, we've been given this constitutional power, a Trump campaign legal advisor explained to The Atlantic. We don't think the results of our own state are accurate. So here's our state of electors that we think properly reflect the results of our state. Does completely ignoring the will of the voters seem anti-democratic, unconstitutional, impossible? One would think, but as Gellman points out, however authoritarian this kind of end around may seem, the Constitution doesn't forbid such a move, and it's something the Trump campaign could pull off. There's more, but I mean, I talked about recently like how I hate the electoral college, and I don't know how likely a scenario like this is, but the fact that it's even possible is pretty fucked up. And
So in general, right? There's an election, whichever way it goes, they generally put a full set of electors for that party in, right? Is that, I don't remember.
Well, yeah, and like those people can go against what the majority of the ballots say, but generally they don't.
Right, because they're very entrenched in whatever party put them there. So it's very, very rare.
Yeah, it's very rare. Because I mean, if this happens,
so what are they? Are they saying somehow they can force like Republican electors in somehow?
Yeah. So basically, let's say there's a swing state, but Biden wins. But that particular state is a majority Republican legislature. The electors there could say like, well, we believe these ballots, the results are like this because of fraud. And so even though our state got more ballots in for Biden, we're saying that Trump wins. Our electoral vote goes to Trump. And this causes a Trump win. And like the thing of it is like, again, I don't know how likely a scenario like this is, but if it happened, I think it would just be chaos. I mean, I think you think protests are bad now?
Yeah.
I think you would see, Capitol buildings being burnt down and shit. I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, I agree. If this happens and they actually try to go against the will of the people, I think you'll see millions of people out in the streets.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it, but yeah, I think if he wins in any way, shape, or form, it's going to be a mess. So,
but that way would be much, much worse. I mean, if he wins, but like it's legitimate, like yeah, there's probably still going to be protests. There's going to be some violence on the streets. But I think if he took it, if he won because of that, oh man, I think it would be like nothing you've ever seen. I can't imagine.
That would completely change the future of the U.S. Like that'd be a seminal moment. Like I don't know. I think like if he took power that way, the country would be a dictatorship at that point.
I mean, the Electoral College already, makes it shitty. But yeah, that would be to me like an even worse thing, But yeah, I thought that was an interesting story, like a scary story, but interesting. Just thinking about all these things that could happen, and maybe it won't be that bad. Maybe one of them will just win normally, and there'll be a little dust up, and we'll go back to normal. But who knows? It's hard telling.
Yeah, I'm thinking Biden's going to win by a fair amount.
I hope so. And I don't even like Biden.
Yeah. I don't have any goodwill towards Biden, but yeah, I feel like he's probably going to win.
But then, the whole thing about if they get another, conservative justice on the bench, and then, like, let's say it's a contested election and it goes to the Supreme Court, well, then it's stacked in his favor there as well.
Well, here's what I was wondering about that is because it just sounded kind of weird. Like, do they think they can push somebody through in that time period? Because, like, McConnell held him off for like 10 months or something, didn't he? Like in the last election?
I can't remember.
It was more of an extended period of time.
I mean, I'm hoping that the Democrats are doing everything they can to stall and not do it, but I don't know.
It's not that long. It's a few months.
Yeah, but I don't know what their options are.
Yeah, I mean, they said they have like a few arrows in their quiver, but I don't know. Like the Republicans, didn't they have control of the Senate when Obama was in power?
I think they both had majorities. Like Obama had the House and the Senate, and I think Trump did too for the first 2 years, right?
Yeah.
But now, I don't know who has them now.
Well, the Senate is still Republican. The House is
switched.
Democrat.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know if Obama had the Senate against him when he was trying to put in Merrick Garland. So
he probably did at that point, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, Trump has the Senate on his side, so it would just be the House that would be pushing against him.
I was reading some article about this, and they said like, well, let's say Trump puts on this woman like he's trying to push on or whatever. They said like, let's say the Democrats got into power again, and I don't know if they could actually do this because it seems like they would have to have a majority in Congress too. But they're like, they could just say, oh, the Supreme Court is now has 3 more, overall members, and then
Yeah, I've heard of that before.
But then I'm like, that's just going to be this like stupid arms race back and forth between them, and they're just going to keep making the Supreme Court bigger and bigger.
742 Supreme Court members.
Yeah. So that seems silly too. But yeah, I got to say, like, as the years go on, I wonder more and more if like just the way our government's structured is smart.
Yeah, I mean, I know, like, they couldn't foreseen everything in the past, like, to know, like, okay, they might try this in the future. But there are some loopholes that the most corrupt person can't exploit, and there's something we have to do about it now, right? If we don't do something, then Trump might force his way into another term in office, or however many terms.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if he tried to force it, he'd still be actively moved out. But if you do it through pseudo-legal means, then I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Because the military said that they would like get him out of there, But it's like if he
then that guy got fired.
Yeah, right. I don't know who it was, but somebody from the military said that they would, move to dispose or move him out of there. But the thing is, like, if he uses the law in some corrupt manner, then would they be inclined to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's.
I mean, I think he's going to go out one way or the other, but yeah, it's a mess, and he's going to do everything he can to be a piece of shit.
There's going to be violence either way.
Yeah, unfortunately. We're definitely in for some interesting months ahead, I think.
Yeah.
All right, that was my last thing. You guys got some more stories?
So I stumbled upon these things, and it's called the IG Nobel Prize. But basically, they get together and they give out these prizes for people who do like weird research topics. So it's just like you get an award for doing some of the weirdest crap out there.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't go through all of these. I was looking through for a couple, and you got like someone got one because they studied how to identify a narcissistic personality by studying their eyebrows. So it's just different stuff like that.
What do Trump's eyebrows say?
That's probably what they were studying. Entomologists would study insects. They showed that they were frequently afraid of spiders. Which is kind of weird. Okay, so this one, apparently there was a story of some like tribal guy or something, but like the survival situation, and like he crafted a knife out of his own frozen poop and apparently used it. So this guy was like, his research was trying to recreate like a poop dagger or something. And he showed that it wasn't very effective at cutting meat. So I don't know. There's just some weird one.
Man, but if you actually stab someone with a poop dagger, then it's going to get infected.
Yeah, you're going to get, what do they call that? Septic.
Sepsis or what? Yeah.
Sepsis.
Yeah, if I got stabbed with a poop dagger, first I'd be disgusted.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, oh, I've been stabbed.
That's like that one, shank genius in the prison. Fucking MacGyver that thing.
He works in the prison kitchen, and he takes his shit and puts it in the freezer. Right. But you got to think about the poop knife. You got to use it
on
quickly.
one of those kitchen sharpeners.
Like a grinding wheel.
And once you stab into somebody, their body heat will melt the poop.
Right.
It's a perfect crime.
Yeah.
Except your poop DNA.
Yeah. Ice picks are better, but
you got to use what you got.
I mean, yeah, if you just had an ice knife, you stab someone with it, it melts.
Yeah.
There's no
get away with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So to all our listeners.
Speaking of prizes, does the Nobel Peace Prize mean anything anymore?
No, it's garbage. It actually brings down the other prizes, I feel like. Because, I mean, you've given... Al Gore got one, and then...
Obama got one right off the bat after being elected, and that was the thing. It's nothing against Obama, but what did he do at that point that was...
At that point, he was black.
I mean, was that it? I mean...
But, there's a lot of politics in the Nobel... or in the Peace Prize, but there's also a fair amount, I think, in the Literature Prize. So it's kind of And the other ones are like math and science and chemistry, which are still, I think, valid prizes, but it kind of puts a taint on the other ones. I don't know.
Yeah, you see that in some award things where it seems like, and this isn't like an anti-diversity rant, but it does seem like certain award things are more likely to go to the ones that kind of have stories about diversity.
Right. There's definitely some agenda there.
I mean, I know Oscars have definitely been scrutinized for that. Well, of course, they're scrutinized for the whole Oscars too white thing too. So who knows? I don't know. But I should have looked this up because I know there was a story recently where like the Oscars were proposing like some new like strict guidelines to be eligible for an Oscar. Like your cast and crew had to be like so diverse, I think. And like some people were like saying, well, like if you're making an independent film, like
you got 3 guys.
Yeah, you might not have the resources to conform to the rules they were proposing. But it's one of those things I don't think they've enacted yet. They were just like kind of wondering about. But
what were you guys talking about? The Nobel Peace Prize diversity, like so they want more diversity for winners or something, or what?
Well, it just seems like they have a certain like liberal agenda, and so it's kind of like. It's like weird giving it to Obama. And then Al Gore got one basically on his...
Well, when they nominated Obama, like, do they give... and this is something I've never done research on, so I don't know. Do they, like, give a reason, like, he's done this, and this,
well, I mean,
and this?
I'm sure there were speeches and stuff there, but I mean...
Oh, so just like he gave speeches that brought people together or something like that? Was that their...
I mean, I don't know. I didn't listen to it. I was...
Yeah, I'd like to know what their reasoning was.
It just seemed weird because it was like the same year he
he'd just been in office.
Yeah,
he got it. Yeah,
I remember thinking it was weird, but again, nothing against Obama. I voted for him both times, so
he was really popular. At the time, he was like a rock star.
Yeah, that's true. He was. All right, guys. Any more stories to go out on?
That's it for me.
I did have more, but.
Got stolen.
The condom and the licorice story were too good.
You got to come out strong, man. You gotta beat us to it.
All right, guys, we'll call it a wrap. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, give us a good review.
Oh yeah, to the one girl who commented. Thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Now, her name, even though it was a female name, do you think it was really a woman?
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. But even if it wasn't,
even if it was a dude, thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. One last time on Twitter, AJ, where can the people find you?
A name for this too, and that's the number 2.
And Lester.
I'm at unsolicited SUG.
And I am at Zach Jones Live, ZachJonesLive. That will do it for all of our shenanigans this week. Make sure to tune in again next week. Bye.
Take care, guys.
Have a good one, kids.